So I was just remembering one of the other videos I uploaded the other day, and it was about what God does in crisis, like don't panic. So I'd shared about how God had brought the payments for the mortgage, that I didn't even know that was there, and it was all paid for the 5.5 months. And that was grand. So that was 7 months later. Yeah, so I started to pay the trying to think, hold on a second. Yes, so that was right up till the January, and I hadn't moved job yet, so I had applied for the job in October and didn't actually get into the position until the January, and then that's whenever my mortgage payment excuse me, had started being paid, and I'd got paid more money in that job to be able to cover a bit of the shortfall. But over the winter period, my bills had increased again, so even though my mortgage payments was all covered, I still needed more money for like heating and electric. Pardon me. Because in the winter it's really cold here, and every year they put the bills up for the gas and the electric, and then they reduce it again in the summer, just to make more money out of you. So again, I was left asking God the question of where's my money going to come for these extra expenses, and all of a sudden my son phoned me. I think it was like the end of November, the start of December. He said, "Mum, I want to come home." So he had moved out with his girlfriend, and they were making discussions about buying a house and stuff like that there, maybe moving back in with their parents to save and stuff like that. So he phoned me, he's like, "Mum, I want to come back home." And I was like, right. And I says, "Well, your room's still out there." We'd renovated the garage for him, and I said, "You're more welcome to come back if you want." He says, "Well, I'll give you housekeeping and all." And I went, bingo. So this was before Christmas, and I was like, "You would need to come back over Christmas. Don't be like doing this like over Christmas. I need to know, do you know, what food I'm going to need for Christmas and things like that there." So that was grand. He came back, I think the week before Christmas, and he started paying me some excuse me, housekeep, and that covered all of the bills for the extra gas and electricity that me and the rest of the kids needed for over the winter period. And then it came to the summer, and the bills had all cut back, and he had started looking for his own house with his girlfriend to buy. So they bought a house in the July. I think they had secured it in June, and they had sorted out and paid for it in July, and then he moved out. So that was those extra bills paid for then, and then the extra money, and it was just on time. It came back just on time, and then the money disappeared with him, obviously, and away he went again. So I'm back praying to God, or I still have these expenses coming up in the winter here, like, you know, the bills are fine during the summer, but I always need that bit extra to help me in the winter for the electricity and utility bills. And God sent someone else. Someone else was like, I've started getting this money, Emma, and I really want to help you, and I'm going to send you money. God has put it in my heart. I'm going to send you money for to cover this bill. And I was like, what the heck? And they did. They sent me money every month, and they buy fuel and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is going on? And they're like, no, you need to understand, like, God has put this in my heart. I have to do this. And I'm like, oh, whatever, okay, fine. So they have been supporting me. So it doesn't matter you don't understand where it's coming from. You just need to pray. be obedient to what God's asking you to do, keep focused on Him, be humble before Him, and just trust Him. You're just like, Lord, I don't know where this is coming from, but I know You'll send someone, and He always does. Always does. And that person's still supporting me at the moment. And I remember this wee man I was watching on YouTube, and he said God woke him and told him, I can get you money anytime. And he had released this, and I was like, yeah, he can. It doesn't matter whether it's like money stored up from a previous payment that you had and it's paying your mortgage, or whether he makes your son move back in at that exact time to cover that bill, and then your son leaves, and then now he's sent someone else to fill in that shortfall. I have not missed a bill. Not a bill this whole like year and a half, not a bill. That blows my mind every time. Yeah, so keep trusting God. It's a bit close to the wire, but I think God's really taught me how to steward my money in this past year, Rod. Because I was mismanaging it before, and ended up getting into a lot of debt and stuff. And I really believe He's going to send me money to clear that debt. And once that debt's cleared, then I don't need financial support really from anybody. But you have to learn to wait, and you have to learn to be obedient. You don't just get things like that. You wouldn't give a child that. You have to teach them the right way to do it, and be willing to discipline them whenever they're doing things the wrong way, and teach them how to do it the right way. So I really think this has been like a learning. He's never let me do without, but this has really been a learning, something I've had to learn. And then how to tithe. I've never, missed tithes. I've always put the tithe in. So I'm like, Lord, I know that You'll help me, because it says in Malachi, test me on this. So I have. This whole year and a half, I'm like, I'm testing You, Lord. You told me to, so I'm going to do it, and I know You're going to come through. And He does every time. So this will probably just be a wee part 2 to that first time, because I'm sitting here and I was thinking, oh, that's right, sure, like, once that all got paid, like, and then I was thinking, where did I get my money from? And then I remembered exactly what happened, and I knew it was a God thing. I knew my son was really like, I need to come home. He was really like putting me under pressure, not in a bad way, but I was like, oh, he's not just thinking about this, like he's coming home. And yeah, he stayed from the December to July, yeah, like 8 months or something. And whenever he moved out, that's when this other person started getting payments. They started getting their pension payments, and God made that money come into them to give to me. I don't understand it all, but I just accept our ways are not His ways. And do I want to be taking money off people? No. I'd rather like earn it myself, but all those avenues have closed down because I work myself into the ground, and my focus starts to go off God. So although it's been a learning curve, God has made it very easy. God has asked me to rest and not to be working in my own strength to make ends meet, that He wants to prove to me that I can trust Him in my finances, but also you're not getting too much, Emma, because I know what you do with that. So yeah, and if He's going to do it for me, He's going to do it for you. And I'll put those scriptures down there out of Malachi, and go and read them and like really reflect on them and pray to God. Do you know, this is your word, this is what it says, and you start speaking that over your life and do what it says to do. Pay your tithes, trust Him, and wait till you see what happens. Guaranteed, because that's what I did. I'm not super duper, I'm not anything special. You're just a child of God, the same as you guys. So if He's going to do it for me, He'll do it for you. So yeah, I don't know what He's going to do next. When I think back, it's like a memory bank. When I think back, I'm always like, what am I going to be talking about in a couple of months' time, what you've done? So that's the way I look at it, just testimony after testimony.